it's definitely not from Shein. Anyways, enough controversial topics, okay? This is not gonna be a family friendly whatever. Anyways, I'm going to be ranking all of the books that I read in 2024. I think in total I have read 20 this year, and I've DNF'd a good amount. I might finish maybe like 2 more by the end of December, but I don't know. I'm like low-key in a slump. Also, I am sick. Like I think I have a cold. Like I be coughing, and if you hear background noise, I apologize. My little sister is downstairs watching some gladiator movie. I don't know, but I'm literally this cat, okay? I'm literally this cat. When I am coughing, it's like I'm not having a fun time. I am abusing my Robitussin. I'm just kidding. Do drugs responsibly. Don't do drugs when it's cough syrup. Anyways, this is me. Me and this cat are like that. But okay, enough rambling. Let's get on with the rankings. Okay, so wait, hold on. I'm gonna try to do it in order. I don't remember what the first book I read was. The first book I read was, or finished. I think it is. I don't own any physical books, by the way. Well, I do, but not of any of the ones I read. I read them all on my phone on the Books app. I don't even have a Kindle. I think I can look on my Goodreads. I want to be like, hey guys, go follow me on Goodreads, but I don't want anyone knowing. I think the first book I read was Legendary. Oh my god, wait, I'm so like all over the place. Okay, so these are, let me first tell you guys my rankings, okay? So I have, if this book had an a-hole, I'd eat it. If this book had an ass, I'd eat it, okay? Like, that is how much, like, I love this book. Like, I was having a grand old time reading this. And that, I would say, is like my S tier, I guess. And then right below it, for A tier, I have Giggling and Kicking My Feet. I think these are like self-explanatory. And then this one, I guess, would technically be B, but I think it's more of like a C tier. The top one, the eating ass one, would be S/A tier, and then B tier, and then A/B tier, and then C tier. You know, okay. C tier, yeah. C tier, D tier-ish would be got me through the day. Basically, like, I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. It's really like, if I wanted to escape reality, I would read this book. But it was low-key a chore. So, but yeah. The next one I would say is like just a straight up F tier. F tier is, I would push this book down the stairs. Okay, I was going to say like other stuff, like this book should keep itself safe, which I am still low-key like not mad about that being the, but you know, I didn't want to trigger some people, you know, but okay, I would push this book down the stairs. Okay, and this next year, it's not really good or bad. Like, it's not like there's no really real rating. It's just like, I can't explain. Don't question me whether I like it or if I don't like it. And I can only really think of like one book. But yeah, whatever. And then last but not least, it's DNF. And I am the queen of DNFing a book. Like, there are so many books that I DNF. Like, it's like a thing for me to get to like made a 30% mark of a book and then I just completely stopped reading it and I don't ever look back. Okay, now we can get back to the rankings. Okay, first book I read was Legendary by Stephanie Garber. Now I'm going to put this book in. I don't know. I guess if this book had an ass, I'd eat it. Okay, I'm not gonna say that every time. But surprisingly so, I actually really enjoyed this book. And let me tell you why. Now, Carvel, I did not read. I guess technically I didn't read the Carvel series. I didn't, or maybe I did. I didn't read the first book. I did not read Carvel because I tried. And then I just was bored. I don't like third person, okay? I like pretending that I am the main character, okay? Third person kind of takes me out of that. But Stephanie Garber's books, I think they're really easy to read, so it was fine. And so I did not read Carvel because it was third person. I was bored, and I don't like Scarlet. I think Scarlet is such a boring character. I would push her down the stairs. Sorry, Crimson, but you don't do it for me. So I basically just watched a video explaining what happened in Carvel, and then after I watched it, I was like, okay, not interested. But then I don't know what happened. I think I was missing Jax because I read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and I was missing Jax, and then Jax was in the other books, and I was like, you know what, let me read it. And I was so happy to find out that Legendary does not follow Scarlet. It indeed follows Donatella, and I kind of like Donatella. I did not like Donatella while reading Once Upon a Broken Heart, but in Legendary I liked it. And oh my god, I love the love triangle that is Jax and Legend and Donatella. But like, oh my god, like that is like my all-time favorite love triangle because Jax, like, he's obsessed with Donatella and he's like evil, and then Legend, he is also like in love with Donatella, but he like, I don't know, he like hides it or whatever, and he's like, oh my god, we can't be together. But I don't remember anything. All I know is that I was having a great time. So, you know what, Legendary, great book. I said it, great book. Okay, next, what was the next book I read? From what I see is Crescent City, or what is this actually called? House of Earth and Blood. House of Earth and Blood. This is the first book to Sarah J. Maas's Crescent City series. This is a fat ass book. God damn, like, she is thick, and I feel like I'm going to put it in Got Me Through the Day. It's like a high, like it's like a good B tier. Like, I did enjoy this book. A lot of people I heard did not like the main character. I don't remember her name. What was her name? I feel like she had kind of a ambiguous name. Does it say her name in here? Bryce. Yeah, okay, so her name was Bryce Hall. I heard a lot of people didn't like her, but you know what? I liked her. I thought she was like cool, she was like kind of funny. The male lead, he did not have a personality. From what I can remember, he was very much just the typical brooding, blah 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 blah. But whatever. It was fine. He was okay. I'm not the biggest fan of men with wings. He has wings, but it was like forced proximity, you know. He had to like live with her for a bit, and like that's kind of slay. I kind of eat that shit up. But yeah, it like got me through the day. It was okay. I cried. I cried at the end. I feel like there is no reason for me to cry at the end, but I was high, so that might have been like a reason. Like I was just going through, I was like, oh my god, this ending is just like so emotional, like wow. But it got me through the day. Next book is some of y'all might hate me, some of y'all about to be real mad at me, I don't know, is Belladonna. I would push this book down the stairs. Now, listen. I was under the impression that we were going to get some spicy scenes with death, okay? I know this isn't an original concept, but I haven't read any books like it before, because, you know, I kind of just started reading. I started reading last year. And so, it's about a girl. What is her name? I did not like her name from what I can remember. Signa. Her name is Signa, and it keeps reminding me of Sigma, okay? Are you a Sigma? Okay. So, Signa, she can't die, alright? She can't die, and death has been following her since she was like a kid, because like everyone around her dies, which is low-key kind of gross. Low-key, he kind of like watched her grow up, ew, but you know, whatever. But she can't die, and then someone's review was like, if you had the opportunity to fuck death, would you? And I was like, hell yeah, I would. Hello? Like, he's dead, he's probably like super hot, because like in my mind he's like super hot, duh. So, and I have like a thing for murderers for no reason. Fictional murderers, not real life murderers. But yeah, so I was like into it, and then I read it, and then like there's like, I don't know what it's marketed as, but there was like little to no romance. It's very much subplot romance and more solving the mystery of her cousin or whatever. By the way, there will be like spoilers for some books because I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. I'm like going through all these books and I need to like tell you what I liked and what I didn't like. And it was just so upsetting because so Signa and Death are trying to solve the case of why her cousin is sick and why her cousin's mom, her aunt, like died or whatever. Like find the murderer for that person. And then whoop-de-doo, they find it, and because because Signa's cousin Blythe is no longer dying, Death has to go. He's gotta go. And I'm just like, I read this whole book just for them to not end up together at the end. Like, are you kidding me? You guys aren't even going to end up together. It made me so mad. It made me so mad. And it made me even more mad is that, I don't know, on Romancio, romance.io or whatever, that bot on Reddit or whatever, the romance bot, the website it links to, that is my best friend, by the way. That website is my best friend. I use it to look up the spice rating, and the spice rating said it was 3 out of 5. And I tell you what, it is not 3 out of 5. I would say maybe it's like a 2 out of 5. Like there was nothing spicy going on. No details. And so like, it made me mad. So that is why I will push you down the stairs. Thank you very much. Belladonna put me in such a big book slump, like I did not read for like 4 months. Okay, I guess next is we need to talk about Kevin. Now, if you couldn't see from all the books that I read, 99.9% of them are romantasy. I am a romantasy girly. There is never a chance that I'm not reading a romantasy. If I'm not reading a romantasy, I'm reading maybe a thriller, but that's highly unlikely. So, where is it? I did not actually read We Need to Talk About Kevin. I listened to not even the audiobook. I listened to like a dramatized audio book-ish thing. I don't know. But this going in can't explain, don't question me. It is about a boy who has issues, and he's just like, it's about a mom who neglects her son named Kevin or whatever, and she just like, I don't know, and Kevin has like issues. I think he was born having issues, or maybe he wasn't born having issues. Maybe it was because his mom, I don't know. Okay, but you know what? That book was a time. That book was crazy. It's not a romance. I don't remember what it is. I think it's a horror. I don't know. Okay, next question. Okay. The next book I read was Throne of the Fallen. Where is that? Throne of the Fallen. No, it's called The Fallen Throne. No, it's called Throne of the Fallen. Why does it look whatever? I'm gonna put it as got me through the day. It kind of pissed me off, but I wouldn't push it down the stairs. Would I push it down the stairs? I don't know. I'm gonna say it got me through the day. It is about the devil or a demon. I was really into like demons or something, and it was like this demon, he likes playing games, you know, and the female main character, something blah blah blah, he needs her to help him do whatever. I'm really good at explaining things clearly. He just needed her help with something, and it's forced proximity, which was a slay, and it is like spicy, which is what I wanted at the time. And you know, it was okay. It did piss me off. I don't remember what happened in it that actually made me upset, but it follows. There's like 7. Is there 7 of them? There's 7 demon princes, and one of them is named Envy, or like it's the Envy, the 7 sins. I don't know. Whatever. He's Envy, and he was alright. It was okay. I would not reread it. It did piss me off, but there was like enough smut scenes to get me through the day, so it was fine. It was a fine read. I don't know if I should be telling you guys the ratings I gave it. I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think this chart was good enough. Okay, next is The Stolen Heir. The Stolen Heir duology, the first book. I started this book like last year, like I don't know, late, like around this time maybe last year, and I did not finish it until later because we're gonna get into some spoilers. Okay, so The Stolen Heir, I'm going to put it in. It got me through the day. Honestly, it was kind of a chore to read. I started reading The Stolen Heir right after I finished the Folk of the Air series, because if you know me, I am because I'm only imagining Garden Greenbrier in my head. Okay, sometimes, not gonna lie, sometimes I forget what he looks like, and I have to, and I like just pull up this photo. Okay, like wow, like I just have to pull this up and look at it and be like, oh right, yeah, that's what the male lead looks like, because he's so fine. Anyways, what was I talking about? The stolen hair. Oh yeah, the stolen hair. Okay, so when I'm thinking about Oak, I am not imagining Garden because Garden's in that world, so I can't do that. But I finished the Folk of the Air series, obsessed with Garden. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read the stolen air, and I was just like, I was a little bored, not gonna lie. Like, I do like Ren as a character, or like she was like whatever. She was just very depressed. And I was like, okay girl, like I'm depressed, I don't need your depression, okay? I'm here to escape my depression, not like join yours, okay? So, but it was an okay book. I DNF'd it. I did not think I was going to get back into it, not going to lie. But I was on Pinterest, and all of my Pinterest is just Garden and Jude, Evangelina Jax, but Garden and Jude. And there was a little like art with some quotes from the second book, what is the second book called? The Prisoner's Throne. And spoiler alert, the quote is like Garden like in bed because he like got stabbed or whatever, like he got a knife wound, and he was like complaining, he was like, ugh, like I feel so sick, blah 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 blah. And Jude was like, bitch, suck it up, okay? Like, stop being a pussy, okay? You're a fairy, you're the High King of Elfame. And she was like, you're not even sick, you just threw yourself in front of a knife. And he was like, well, if it was you, you would have done like the same thing. And she was like, no, I wouldn't. And then he called her a liar, and he looked real good in that drawing. So I was like, oh my god, I have to read the second book. I have to read The Prisoner's Throne. And in order to do that, I needed to finish The Stolen Air. So I pushed through The Stolen Air, and then I speed ran The Prisoner's Throne. I read that in one day, and I loved every second of it. So you know what, while we're already talking about The Prisoner's Throne, I'm going to put it in, I'm gonna put it in. If this book had an asshole, I'd eat it, because I would, because there was a lot of Garden and Jude, I think, for the most part. I don't know, but like, I mean, as far as I was reading for Garden and Jude, Ren and Oak, oh my god, like I loved Ren and Oak. I did not care about Ren and Oak in The Stolen Air, but in The Prisoner's Throne, spoiler alert for The Prisoner's Throne. Okay, so Ren gets into power, she like gets her powers or something, and she's like a baddie, like she's a badass, like, and she makes Oak her bitch. And I love that. I was eating that up. I wish Oak was her bitch for longer. No notes. Eat that up. Okay, next book. Six of Crows. Six of Crows. Where is it? Six of Crows. I'm gonna put Six of Crows in giggling and kicking my feet because I love Cass and Anej. Like, oh my god, like I love Cass. Like, I'm obsessed with Cass. I love Cass. Why doesn't Holly Black write smut? Like, it's honestly a shame. I know Six of Crows isn't Holly Black. I don't know who it's by. Leigh Bardugo. I'm really bad at names. Anyways, I loved Six of Crows. I love Cass and Anej. I kind of love that they already have like an established relationship. They're not together, but they're like friends-ish, co-workers or whatever, and they're like kills a bunch of people. And honestly, everyone's own little, like, romance is actually kind of cute. Of course, Kaz and Inej was my favorite, because I love Kaz. And I just, oh my god, like, listen, just, so Inej, if you don't know, she's like, I don't know, they're all spies or something, they're all in a gang, but she's like super quiet and sneaky. But you know who can always censor? Kaz. Is that not like the best thing ever? Like, that is just, oh my god, like, kicking my feet right now, like, ugh. And then Nina and this other guy, I don't remember his name, they kind of have like an enemies to lovers type of thing, like a forbidden love, enemies to lovers. I would love that in its own book, you know. I'm not really a fan of following multiple different people in one book, but if they had their own book, I would read it. I'd probably eat it up. You know what I did? You know what I did while reading Six of Crows? I would read Six of Crows, and while, I don't know what I'd be doing. I'd take a break or whatever, and then I'd watch the Netflix show Shadow and Bone. I was just so into it for like no reason. Even though I have not read the sequel to Six of Crows yet, because it ends off on a cliffhanger, and I'm just like not a fan of that. You know, I'm not a fan of how it leaves off, and now I have to enter the second book, just like dreading, I have to go through a lot. I don't know if that makes sense without spoiling it. Okay, the next book I read was Finale Carvel. Now, I am going to put finale in... you know what? I'm gonna put it. I'll put it. Let me move this over there. Okay. Yeah. Finale and giggling and kicking my feet, even though it'd be a low that, and then a high got me through the day, because it did take me a while to finish it, and that is because Scarlet was in the book. And it's because I had to read Scarlet's point of view, and that was such a chore, and I just don't care about Scarlet, okay? And Julian is fine, but, you know, I don't care about Scarlet, so I don't care about Julian, okay? I care about Donatella, Legend, and Jax, and that is the only reason why I was reading it, and there was just too much Scarlet, okay? I need less Scarlet and more Jax and Legend fighting over Donatella. Like that. Ugh. That within itself, amazing. Low-key, Legend ruined what Donatella and Jax could have had. Okay. I mean, I love Evangeline, but Donatella and Jax, whatever. It was fine. It was fine. I know a lot of people don't like Stephanie Garber's, like, endings or whatever. I didn't really see. I don't remember what the hell happened. Oh my god, no, there was a cute ass quote though. There was a cute ass quote that Legend said to Donatella. Okay, so Legend was immortal or something, you know, or he is immortal, but if he falls in love with a human, then he will no longer be immortal. And so Donatella is going through like this back and forth, and she's like, she doesn't want Legend to give up his immortality for her, but she also wants him to love her because she loves him. And then at the end he's like, okay, you know what, I love you, Donatella, and like, I don't care, because like he also was like hesitant on giving up his immortality for her, but he was like, you know what, I don't care, I love you and I want to be with you, so I'm gonna give up being immortal. And she was like, no, I can't let you do that. And he was like, 10 shacks, I swear. It's too good. Okay, the next book I read was Kingdom of the Wicked. Kingdom of the Wicked. Now that is the original series for Throne of the Fallen. Like, the Throne of the Fallen is like a spin-off, whatever. And Kingdom of the Wicked, it got me through the day. It got me through the day. Who are we following? Now, since I read Throne of the Fallen first, like, I know everything. Well, not everything, but I know what happens. So, which low-key kind of sucked. Oh, I gave this like 3 stars. It was probably like 2.5 stars if I'm being honest. Well, we follow this girl, Amelia, and her twin sister Victoria, and her sister Victoria like is dead as fuck, and Amelia's trying to find her murderer, and she summons the demon. What is his name? Which one is he? Wrath. She summons Wrath. I'm a very character-driven person. Like, I care more about like characters and like how characters act to each other than the actual plot. If I'm not gonna lie. And Wrath, his personality just wasn't doing it for me. I feel like he barely had a personality. It was like the typical like brooding male, blah blah blah, like it's just business. And so like he didn't really do it for me. It was like whatever. I didn't really see the chemistry between them, yada yada yada. I'm really interested in the brother Lust though. Like, he's gonna break my heart. Like, if Lust comes out, if Lust has his own book, I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna cry. Cause I hate when the male leads are whores, okay? And like 90% of the time they are, for whatever reason. Like, give me a loser nerd virgin, okay? Whatever. The next book I read was The Poisoner by Ivy Ophelia. The Poisoner. Where is it? The Poisoner. The Poisoner. It got me through the day. This book was also hard for me to finish. Like, I'd started and then I'd get bored and then I'd stop and then I'd start it again and then I'd get bored and I'd stop and then I finally decided to fully read it. It's about a girl, a woman who she murders men, which is a slay. Like, she comes up with like little concoctions to read the trigger warnings to kill men because, you know, men are trash and they like putting their hands on women without consent. And so she kills them. And there is a man who I think she thinks is like, I don't know, being a creep weirdo. And she tries to poison him, but she can't because he is a vampire or something. I think he's a vampire. He's a vampire creature or whatever. And they start playing this game of like cat and mouse, and then they come up with a deal where she's going to take his blood or his venom, and she's going to take his blood too, and then she's gonna come up with a cure or something. I don't know. But in between all of that, I think it's writing. They're fucking. They're having sex, and like, that's slay bestie. Get it? The ending was a little crazy. Was not expecting that. A little trigger warning because something happens. But yeah, it was okay. It got me through the day. The way it ends, I'm pretty sure there is going to be a second book, and if I remember, I will read it. The next book I read, damn, I think I went on a little hiatus after reading that, because the next book I read was Spectacular, and I recall reading that pretty recently. Spectacular, spectacular, spectacular. That is a novella from the Carvel series. It got me through the day. It got me through the day. Oh, I think at the end, I guess I'm just gonna put all the DNFs there, but Spectacular was not spectacular. It was okay, like, it was, like, kind of cute. It kind of went, like, a weird route. It mostly follows Donatella. And she wants to get Legend this, like, amazing gift because she loves him. And that's pretty much it. And then, like, she enters this world where she is auditioning for Carvel, but it's not, but it's, I don't know, it's like black market Walmart version of Carvel, and like Legend, and that's like not actually Legend, but it, can I spoil this? Spoiler alert, but it is Legend. And then he like blindfolds her, and then they get freaky. But no spice. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. That is like pretty much it. I don't know. I guess that was Christmassy. I don't know. It was whatever. I wasn't expecting much from it because it's a novella and it's like a Christmas special, so, or a holiday special. Okay, the next book I read, Blood Oath. I would push this book down the stairs. I hate this book. This book was so bad. I do not recommend reading this book at all. I hate this book. I hate this book. It's by Morgan B. Lee, and it is about, okay, so it is about this girl who, I don't know, she's on an undercover mission to like kill someone. She's like an assassin, right? And she's going to this school because she's trying to kill this man, the head of the school or something. And she accidentally gets bonded to like four men who hate each other. And you know, I feel like that statement alone sounds like a slay. Like, oh my god, like 4 men who hate each other all bonded to this one girl. And she's trying to like be like, no, like, get away from me. I'm not bonding with you. Like, I don't have any interest in you. And she can't like let them know that, you know, she's like an assassin or whatever the fuck. And I think one of them is like a winter, and a winter, does it say? Cutthroat blood fae. He's basically like a vampire, but he's not a vampire. He's a blood fae. A dragon shifter in Nightmare Prince, and the gorgeous ice elemental. Okay, so there's an ice elemental who is a teacher who doesn't really care about her, and then there's a blood fae who's like kind of nerdy, and I like him. He's like my second favorite. And then there's the, what do they call him? Unhinged Nightmare Prince. So like the psycho one. I'd love me a psycho man. And he's like I don't remember what they call him. Is he a succubi or whatever the male version of that is, but he like can go like in and out of like limbo or whatever. He's my favorite. And then there's the freaking annoying ass dragon shifter who I hate. I hate that man. I hate that man with my whole chest. Like, that man, I would push him down the stairs, okay? He is so annoying. I can't even explain it to you how annoying and cringe. He's so cringe. It pisses me off. Like, if he just didn't existed, this book could be like bearable, but he sex, slay. This has always becomes a problem for me, but whenever I'm reading a reverse harem, which by the way I don't like doing, I don't really go out of my way to look for a reverse harem. I think if there is a plot line that I find interesting and it so happens to be a reverse harem, I'll read it because honestly I have nothing better to read. And because of the male main characters that I have been reading, they're all very boring to me, so I'm just like, might as well have 4. You know, I can choose one that I like. I have to like at least one of them, right? The one I always like, they're a cuck. They're a C-U-C-K. Don't look that up, but that's what they always are. And I'm just like, why? Why is my favorite the cuck? Stop it. That's my rant. Hate Blood Oath. I hate that book with my entire being. It's probably the book I hate the most. Like, I hate it more than Belladonna. It gave me the ick. That was my review, is that this book gave me the ick. Okay, next is Clockwork Angel. This is gonna be a long video. Clockwork Angel. Haley, you're watching this, turn the video off. Turn the video off. It got me through the day. Listen, I started this book a while ago. I don't remember. Either beginning of this year or like late last year. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bored. I should have known better because I read The Mortal Instruments in middle school, and that also bored me. But I was like, love triangle. I was really expecting a love triangle like Jax and Legend, but they were not like that. I mean, I like Will, I like Will's character, but he did not carry the book enough for me to be highly entertained. And yeah, it was low-key kind of a chore for me to read. But it wasn't bad. Like, if you're like into that, then I think if you're, you know, into clocks, if you like clocks and angels, I think you'll like the book. But it just was not for me at the end, though. At the end, Will was like, hey, so you and me are gonna get freaky. And then she said no. If she said yes, 5 stars. I would be on the second book right now if she said yes, but she said no. Okay, next book. Okay, the next book I read was you're gonna learn a lot about me, is that I have really bad taste in books, okay? So, really, all my opinions invalid. Honestly, truly. The next book I read was The Never King. Listen. This book is a Peter Pan fan fiction, okay? It is about Peter Pan, and he kidnaps Winnie Darling. And it's like this tradition he has or something, like he has been kidnapping Wendy Darling and then Winnie Darling's mom, and now it's Winnie Darling's turn. And what he does is he'll ruin their minds or something, and they come back crazy. So now Winnie's mom is a psycho, and she's overprotective, and she's has basically abused Winnie and with stuff that she thinks will protect her from Peter Pan, but lo and behold, it doesn't work. And so Peter Pan kidnaps her and stuff, and he has the Lost Boys, and they all have sex with her. Surprise, a reverse harem. Listen, now became depressed, which was last year, I saw a book called Hooked, and I thought Hooked was gonna be what the Never King was, but it wasn't, so I wasn't interested. I'm not interested in Captain Hook. And also, Peter Pan is an adult. He is an adult in this book, okay? And so is Wendy Darling. I'm not reading about like little kids getting freaky. That's gross. That's weird. Now, that being said, I have always had, not always, but I've always had this, like, this would be like a nice little book of like Peter Pan kidnapping Wendy Darling or whoever who was 18, like an adult version, and he kidnaps her, and he like has his way with her, okay? Like that sounds like a grand old time. Listen, I was also reading this book on my period, okay? So like, I mean, that's not necessarily what it is. Like, there is like a whole rule where you're like not supposed to sleep with the darlings and stuff, but yeah, like, shit happens and they do it. They all do it together. Yeah. But I liked it. I had a great time. I love Peter Pan in this book. He's clearly my favorite by default. Yeah. And I binged this whole series. Okay, well, I guess I also read, surprise, I read Foxglove. It got me through the day. I did not hate it like I hate Belladonna, okay? Mostly because I went in with low expectations, and I guess the plot did sound interesting to me because it's about fate. Fate is Death's brother, and Death took Fate's wife, which was life, away. Death killed her because he had to kill her because there can't be death without life or whatever, so life had to die, and Fate was sad as shit, and then he was convinced that fucking Sigma was life reincarnated, blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh, it sounds kind of interesting. It's like a slight little like love triangle, but Fate is like barely in the book, so it's whatever. But it's a nice build up to the third book, which I have not read yet, but I think I'll like it because they kind of give Fate and Blythe, spoiler alert, that's spoiler for Foxglove, Blythe is life reincarnated, and Blythe and Fate kind of give me Donatella and Jax. So, kind of excited for that. And they are married. They're married. Ugh. I have to read the book. Well, we'll see. Okay, and the next book I read was The Dark One, which is the second book to The Fish's Lost Boys, which is the Peter Pan fanfiction. The Dark One. Honestly, I don't remember. They all like turn into a blur. I'm gonna put it in giggling and gigging my vape because I think I enjoyed it enough. I don't know. I don't remember what happens in The Dark One. All I know is that she has taken her claim to all, there's four. There's Peter Pan, the Dark One, I don't remember his name, and then there's two brothers. I think they're twin brothers, and they're like Tinkerbell's kids or something. Tinkerbell's dead as fuck, by the way. And yeah, the Dark One doesn't like the darling girl, the female main character, because I don't know, he's a hater. But it upsets me so much. Let me put all the other ones in the ranking and I will explain. Okay, so the third one is Their Vicious Darling. I'ma say it got me through the day. And then this one was it got me through the day as well. The last two got me through the day. So basically, my favorite was Peter Pan. Duh, it's Peter Pan. issues. I don't remember what their issues were. But then Peter Pan becomes depressed and he's like, oh, the darling has the dark one and the twin brothers have each other and then I'm by myself, blah 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 blah. I can't even control my shadow, but woe is me. Peter, get a grip, okay? And it was just, and then just stuff happens and it pissed me off. It pissed me off because the female main character was too close to not Peter Pan, and I'm just like, is Peter Pan not the male main character? Like, hello, like go hang out with Peter. What are you doing? It made me mad. Okay, they're always not hanging out with my favorite, and it makes me so upset. You guys don't understand. These reverse harems stressing me out because why aren't you with my favorite? Who, by the way, my favorite is always the male main character who is a cuck. Wow, is that really it? Okay, whatever. Alright, the last book that I have read, like fully read, is Dun 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 Dun. Where'd it go? Losers. Losers by Harley LaRose. I think that's how you say their name. Kicking my feet. I think. I don't know. In between. Okay, so Losers. Losers is a reverse harem. There seems to be a pattern, but it's not a romantasy. It's a reverse harem. It's about a girl named Jessica. She used to be a bitch in high school, and she bullied all of the four of them. Of course, there's four of them. 4 boys. One of the main ones she bullied, his name is Manson, and whatever, she bullied him, and now she like has come back into town, and they make a deal with her to like fix her car or whatever, and they all fuck her. Okay, they all fuck her. And she, like, fucking, what the fuck does she do? She takes it. Now, this book stressed me out because I personally I'm not into male on male action. And they do that a lot. But I was like, I'm going to just skim past that so I can get to my male on female. My male on female, on male on female, on male on female. You know, it was okay. It was alright. Like, it's the main thing is, you know what, I'm gonna put it in it got me through the day, because it got me through the day. I wouldn't say I was giggling and kicking my feet. Manson, however, Manson is the main character. He is the main male character to me. I'm pretty sure he's the male main character. And he's a cuck. He's a fucking cuck. Lo and behold, surprise, surprise, he's a cuck. And this video is gonna get demonetized. Why? Why, Manson? Why would you do this to me? Now, I had high expectations for Manson because I thought he this is what like sold me, is Manson exits the bathroom with his knife and they're like holding him, or the security guards are like holding his arms, I don't remember, but he looks at Jessica and he smiles at her, and he has like blood in his mouth. Like, hello, like, that is when I am giggling and kicking my feet. And like, I ate that up. Oh, that was nice. That was like the one. Like, oh my god. Oh my god, Manson. Yeah, and the rest is whatever. I don't really remember anything else significant that, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I read that and I was like, okay, Slay, Manson is gonna be like a little crazy, but you know, he is probably one of the more sane ones. Actually, the only really like, okay, I think they're all pretty sane. None of them are like crazy. I don't know, next book. Okay, well, that is all my 20 books. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep, the 20 books that I read. Now the rest of these are DNFs. I kinda gotta piss, so I might go pee really quickly. I'm back from my pee break. Now we're gonna get into the DNFs. First one, I'll just go in order, is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. Listen, I really want to read the Throne of Glass series because I see a bunch of people raving about it, hyping it up, saying so many good things about it, and I want to be a part of that. You know, I want to love it too. I just got so bored. I was just so bored. Like, there was just nothing happening. Well, there was a lot happening, but I don't know, I think it's a compilation of like short stories or something, or like not really short. I don't know how to explain it. I was just bored. Okay, I'm sorry. I kind of just don't want to read it. Like, do I have to read it? To those of you who have read Assassin's Blade, do I have to read it? Like, in general, can I just skip that book? Because I kind of really want to, but if I do have to read it, then I probably will not be reading Throne of Glass anytime soon. I still do want to read it, but yeah, I think I'm just really not that big of a fan of like Sarah J. Maas's writing, because I also couldn't really read Akatar, even though I really want to, because I think it's quite literally my cup of tea, like hot fey men smut. That's it. And like, I think Crescent City is like people's least favorite series from Sarah J. Maas. And I finished that long book. Okay, next is Assistant to the Villain. I think that's like the very like happy like golden retriever, black cat type of like vibe, where the girl is like the assistant to the villain, like the kingdom villain, whatever. But he's one of those like, oh, he doesn't actually like kill, like he's not actually a bad guy, like he kills bad people. Give me a real villain, okay? I am so over these misunderstood villains, okay? Give me someone who's just bad to be bad, that's evil to be evil, okay? Anyways, like, it wasn't bad. I think it was just I'm not really a cozy type of reader. I get bored quite easily, if you couldn't tell. Okay, the next DNF is The Broken Bonds, or Broken Bonds. That book, bad. I don't know what percent I DNF'd it at, but I did not like it. It is basically this book, Blood Oath. a bond with 4 men, reverse harem, and she doesn't want to bond with them, and it's for their sake or whatever. And I thought I could get through it, but it just became so bad. Like, the writing is just so, like, I'm a very, like, I love, like, a beautifully written story. Like, instead of the character being like, it was dark outside, I would prefer, like, the moon was covered by clouds and blah blah blah, I don't know, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, the bonds, I don't think the bonds don't hate each other from what I remember. I think they hate her for trying to run away or something. But there's one bond who's like far away, and he like contacts her, and he's like, oh no, I believe you, like, you wouldn't run away unless you like really needed to, blah 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 blah. And that gave me the ick. This whole book gave me the ick as well, and I could not finish it. Nope, absolutely not. Next we have Bewitched. Who is that by? Who is Bewitched by? Because I DNF'd another one of her books because I cannot stand her writing. Her writing is not it either. Laura Thalassa, I think that is who she is. Yeah, Laura Thalassa. Bewitched. See, I feel like she has really nice concepts, but the writing, I just can't do it. Bewitched is about a girl who, she is a witch, but whenever she uses magic, she loses her memories, and she doesn't get to choose which memories she loses. So, like, she's always in a state of, like, not remembering things, and she has, like, a bunch of journals or notes or something that, like, helps her, like, keep track of her memories and stuff. And then she, like, goes on a mission, and she accidentally releases her long lost lover from a past life or something, and his name is Ugly. And yeah, and I don't know, it wasn't doing it for me. Like, once again, it sounds like a pretty interesting concept, but it did not go anywhere. A King So Cold. What was that by? I don't like her books either. There's so many authors who have like really nice like concepts, but then the way they execute the book is like not good to me. Ella Fields. I don't remember what A King So Cold is about. I think it's about, like, I don't know, this woman, she was like with this man, and then the man like went to go be with someone else, and he forgot about her for whatever reason, and now she like trapped him in a cage, and she's trying to make him remember. I don't know, but I DNF'd it. I don't remember anything about that book, so I can't say much about it. The Everqueen. Okay, this one is a soft DNF'd. Like, I need to finish it, but it's just so long. Okay, so I'm gonna, a little spoilers for the Six of Crows and the Ever King, because the Everqueen is the second book. So basically, at the end of the Ever King, it's about a boy. Oh, I loved this book, by the way. It might not be everyone's cup of tea. I've seen some people not like it, but I loved it. I mostly like the concept. Love the concept of the character. The male main character, his name is Eric Bloodsinger, and his blood is poisonous. And so, like, what he'll do is if I don't know, he's a king, and like if one of his citizens commits a crime or whatever, he'll like make a little prick in his finger and shove his finger is not singing. I love that. And then he kidnaps, it's so ugly, he kidnaps the girl, Livia, who is the daughter of the man who killed his parents, or something along those lines, who killed his dad, and to get his revenge. And literally in the like little submarine and the summary or description of the book, it says he's gonna destroy her. He does not destroy her, I'll tell you that right now. Enemies to lovers for like 2.5 seconds, okay? He does not destroy her. He's pretty nice to her. He literally kidnaps her and then doesn't fuck with her for the rest of the boat trip. He's a pirate, okay? No one knows how to do enemies to lovers anymore, and it's really upsetting. But basically, they fall in love, and at the end of the book, Livia gets kidnapped. And that's what happens at the end of Six of Crows. Inej gets kidnapped. And so the next book, and why I don't want to start Crooked Kingdom, is because then I have to go in and do like finding Inej, and that's just a lot of work, and I just don't want to find Inej right now, okay? Sorry, Inej, you're gonna have to stay there for a bit longer. And for the Everqueen, I'm really trying to get through this book, but I pick it up and then I don't, and then I stop reading, and then I pick it up and then I stop reading. How far into it am I? I'm 44% through. Thank you very much. It's just taking so long. It's just taking so long for them to get back together, and it's just like, I'm tired. Okay, I'm tired. I'm bored. Hurry up. Okay, next is Wendy Darling. This was after I got done reading Fish's Lost Boys series. Okay, I needed my Peter Pan fix. I needed more. It just wasn't hitting because Peter Pan isn't really a psychopath in Wendy Darling. Like, he is in the Never King. Well, he's not really a psychopath, but you know, he's like evil. I like evil men. And he wasn't evil, so I stopped reading. This one is Rhapsodic or something, I don't know, something along those lines, and that is also by Laura Thalassa, I believe. This one was also really interesting. It's about a girl, I think she's a succubus or something. She makes a deal with the devil, with someone, with something, with a man who is not a man. He's like a mythical being. And basically, she has every deal she makes with him. She gets like a bead on her arm, right? Like a bracelet or something, and there's like a bunch of beads. And every time she pays him back, like with a favor, it'll like disappear. And she has like a bunch of beads that she has to like repay him for. And it just wasn't good. And it just wasn't good. Like, I was expecting it to be a lot better, and it was not. It was not giving what I thought it was. It's not giving what I thought it was going to give. And I also think, like, the reason she has so many beads is because she's a loser. Which is insane. Like, I thought something big happened. But no. Next one is Twilight. Woo. I thought I was going to be in my Twilight era, in my Bella Hadid, my Bella Swan era, my era. No, I unfortunately am not. I started reading this at like the end of October or something, early November, because I went to my sister's house, and I was like, sister, we're going to watch Twilight. I'm going to get high and we're gonna watch Twilight because I think that'll be funny. I think it'll be really funny to watch Twilight while I am high. And I did that, and it was funny. Twilight is not real. That movie was crazy. And not a good way. And so I stuff to see if the book is truly better, because the book is always better. The book is always better. And like, it's okay. I got kind of bored. I got bored. It's like, I just don't really see the connection with Bella and Edward. It's just Bella the whole time being like, oh my god, he's so hot. He's so hot. And that's it. But honestly, that's a lot of books. That is a lot. That's literally Violet and Satan in Fourth Wing. I didn't notice it at first, but it's literally her just being like, oh my god, he's so hot. I hate him, but he's so hot. If you can hear the heater, I am so sorry. I will try to speak over it. But yeah, I don't know if I'll ever go back to Twilight. I feel like if I rewatch Twilight again, and then I'll like feel like I want to finish it. But as of right now, I have no plans on finishing it. Also, the movie, by the way, I feel like when he tells her that he is a vampire, he's like jumping. He is jumping all over the place. If you've ever seen the Twilight movie, he is on that tree, on those trees. Like, he's just like why is he like running across the freaking field, like, to show her that he's so fast? And then, but like in the book, I could be lying, because I only got 50% through the book. I could be lying, but I swear they were just like in the car and he was like, yeah, I'm a vampire. Like, it was just so much more tamed than in the movie. And also, he's such a gaslighter. He's such a gaslighter. It's so funny. Like, when she almost gets hit by the van, she's like, what happened out there? And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, you almost got hit. And she's like, yeah, but you like saved me. Like, you ran. Like, you were across the street and then you ran and you saved me from the truck van thingy. And then he was like, what are you talking about, silly? Like, you hit your head pretty hard. And she's like, no, I saw you. And he's like, no one's gonna believe you. No one's gonna believe you. You're crazy. You're crazy. I just found that funny. I just found that really funny. Although, also, just one more thing. I have read 50 Shades of Grey. A lot of times, more times than I am willing to admit, because I am ashamed. But I read it, and apparently, well, like, I knew this, but 50 Shades of Grey is a Twilight fan fiction, and I can see the resemblance between Edward in the book and Christian Grey in the book. Like, they do have pretty similar personalities, which is not, by the way. No offense, I'm just kidding. I love Edward. I love Edward in the book. I love Twilight. I am a Twilight stan. I don't know where my Twilight shirt is, but, you know, I love Twilight. Up next is Heavenly Bodies. I wanted to like this book so much because the female main character, her name's Elara. Her name's Elara. I didn't like the book. Also, the description, or like this summary that I heard from one of the book girlies, Destiny Sidwell. I don't remember her last name, but yeah, it was like the world took her true love away, or like it took like the only thing she cared about away, so she plunged the world into darkness. I think she's like a shadow mommy or something, I don't remember, but she plunged the whole world into darkness after they took her mans away. Like, slay, like, that's so me. But yeah, I got really bored. I got bored and I couldn't finish it. That's basically why I DNF'd a lot of these books, is because I got bored and like the plot was not holding me. Powerless. You know, I didn't get bored with Powerless. I got annoyed. I don't remember her name. I do not like the main character. She kind of annoys me. that's pretty much it. She like annoys me, and I couldn't keep reading that. I couldn't keep doing that to myself. But if you love Powerless, like I know a lot of people like Powerless, I couldn't do it. It was too cringe for me. Sadly, I did want to like it though, because a lot of people liked it. Ah, wow. The Night Circus. You know, it belongs in DNF because I did DNF it, but I'm gonna put it in. I would push this book down the stairs because that is what I absolutely want to do. I honestly don't know if I dislike the Night Circus or Blood Oath more. You know what? I will say the Night Circus is better than Blood Oath from what I read. A lot of people love the Night Circus. Okay, people love the Night Circus. And if you love the Night Circus, good for you. I wish I loved the Night Circus. But I don't. I hate it. I hate it. I'm sorry. Take me to jail. I'm sorry. I just could not deal with following like 50 million point of views, and then a lot of people say that they are not convinced with the love story between the main characters, who even is the main characters, honestly. And it's I'm so upset because I think I really could have eaten it up. Like I really liked the magic that each character, or like the two main characters, had, which like the girl, she had I don't know, could she like reverse time or something? She could like fix things or something. I don't know, telekinesis, like really cool telekinesis. And then the guy could like make you believe that you're somewhere else. I don't know. I didn't read the book, but it was like, but I kind of loved it. And then they were training, and it was like, it's a whole like circus theme. I do really like circus themed things. Circus, carnival, like games types. Like, oh, I think those are so fun. But people said that like, oh, how there's like stories that are plot driven or whatever, like story driven, and there's other books that are like character driven. This one is scenery driven. That was another thing. It would like time jump a lot and like be in different places, and I was not reading that, okay? And even if I was reading that, I don't think I could remember if we're in 1956 or 1948, okay? Yeah, I did not like this book. I'm sorry, my brain is too small to comprehend what was going on and to like it. And there's too many characters, and I just wanted a simple love story with beautiful magic and beautiful writing. And like, yeah, a little like forbidden love. But nope, didn't get that. I hate it. I would push it down the stairs. Okay, next. The Sea Witch. That is a Little Mermaid fanfiction. It's about a girl. It's about Ariel. I don't remember what her name was, but it wasn't Ariel. But it's about Ariel and Ursula getting together and getting freaky. And they get freaky. But Ursula is a male, and his name is Ugly. But he promises. This is what I don't understand is, I mean, I guess I kind of get it, but he's like, okay, I need to take your voice. I'm gonna take your voice and I will give you legs, and then you need to make the prince fall in love with you so you could get something for me. And then he's like, I'm going to help you. Okay, I'm gonna help you make the prince fall in love with you. Why not just let her keep her voice? I mean, I guess it could be like, oh, like as insurance, like, you know, in case she like is like, oh, like, I'm gonna betray you and I'm not gonna like get the stuff for you, but I'm just like, if you're gonna help her so much, let her keep her voice. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand the point of taking her voice if you were just going to help her make the prince fall in love with her anyways. But yeah, they get freaky. They get freaky, and then And then when I am reading these freaky books, okay, I'm not reading for plot. So after they got freaky, and then like a lot of conflict starts happening, I'm out. Okay, I got my fix. I got my weird fix of fucking Ursula, and I'm good. And I'm good. Next one. I know a lot of people are going to be like surprised and shocked. One Dark Window. One Dark Window. That is one of my friends. That is my friend's favorite. One of her favorites. It's one of her favorites. I don't remember. But she really liked that book, and a lot of people love that book. I don't have anything against the book. It was just very slow to me. I don't know. Like I said, honestly, truly, I am reading books mostly for the male main characters. How much I love the male main characters. How in love with them I am is the likelihood of me reading it. So basically, I didn't really care for the main male character, and the story, I'm not really big on adventures or missions. Like, they had to go on a mission to like find something. They had to find cards or something. It wasn't bad. Honestly, I am thinking about like trying it like again, but I don't know, because I did like the character Emery. I liked him. Like, I liked his character, so, and I think the second book follows him and some other girl. So we'll see. The next book is The Forest of Dreams and Whispers. The Forest of Dreams and Whispers. This basically is it's the Cruel Prince knockoff. It's a Sleeping Beauty retelling. And what is the main girl's name? Because her name was like, it's like, of course that's your name, Juliana. Okay, never mind. Her name just starts with a J. So it reminded me of Jude. But the prince's name is Hawthorne, and he is so garden Greenbrier coated. Like, honestly, a little too much. I feel like he's so garden Greenbrier coated that it seems like it's trying too hard to be like Garden, and that's kind of like not my thing. Like, I love Garden, but you seem like you're trying too hard, so I didn't like it. It was okay. Like, it's broken record. It's giving Garden and Jude, but I think I got bored. It just wasn't giving what it needed to give, okay? Like, it's like do something. I really wanted to like it, but like, I think he's cursed or something. He's cursed, and he needs to marry someone or something in order to like break the curse. But then it's like, oh, no one wants to marry him because he's gonna be cursed. And then, like, if he gets cursed, then if he doesn't break the curse, then bitches are gonna die or something, or like fall asleep or something, Sleeping Beauty, something, you know. Yeah. Next up is Phantasma. I was so excited for this because smut. 1, it had smut. 2, it said Carvel meets something else. I think it said Carvel meets, let me just look it up. Yep, Carvel meets Throne of Fallen in this spicy dark romantasy. And although I'm not a big fan of Carvel, I did like Legendary and Finale, and although I did not care for Throne of the Fallen, like, I think I liked the book as a whole. I just didn't like how it went, if that makes insta-lust. I'm not a big fan of insta-lust. If I am in heat, if I am on my period, then, and I'm in the mood for insta-lust, then I'll like insta-lust. But when I'm not in the mood for insta-lust, I love a good slow burn with eventual smut, kind of like Fourth Wing. I did not know Fourth Wing was spicy, so when that smut scene happened, I was like pleasantly surprised. Some of these authors need to rub one out before they start typing in their little typewriter, you know what I mean? Because like I can tell you're an heat girl, because like why are you like salivating over a man you're supposed to hate? Granted, Phantasma is not an enemies to lovers. There is a man though. There is a man in the book that could be amazing enemies to lovers, but unfortunately they do not get together. As far as I know, I don't know, I DNF'd it. But Phantasma is basically about a girl who she has a sister, and her sister enters Phantasma, which is like a little game thing where you have to do a bunch of stuff, and then whoever wins gets a wish or something. And her sister enters, and then I think her name's Ophelia. Ophelia enters to find her sister, but then she ends up not finding, or like she ends up making a deal with some phantom ghost man, and she doesn't. I don't know. I'm getting this all from Haley Jane ASMR because she read the book. She just ends up not even really looking for her sister. She just keeps getting digged down by some ghost dick, and that's pretty much what happens. And I stopped reading at the part where like there's vampires or something, and she's like supposed to be like getting freaky with him, drinking his blood or something, and I was just like, okay, not in the mood. I'm gonna pass, and I just never went back to it. And then this other ASMR artist who talks about books, Ray ASMR, she also didn't like the book. I don't remember exactly what she said, but I know she didn't like the book. So, and I didn't like the book, so that must say something. And I think it was a really popular book. Okay, next is Trick. This video is so long. Trick is another book about like a carnival. Is it? No, wait, actually, what the fuck is Trick about? I don't remember what Trick is about. Is Trick about a carnival, or is it about a jester and a queen? Oh wait, this might be about a princess from a different kingdom, and she goes, and I don't know, spicy enemies to lovers, fantasy romance with happy endings. Stay away from the court jester, especially if you're a good little princess. The court jester marks his targets with a ribbon. That's how I find out I'm next. He's powerful, he's sinful. They whisper about him in the castle's shadowed halls. Everyone fears his devilish tongue. Blah 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 blah. See, it sounds really interesting, at least to me. And it gave nothing. It gave nothing. Next is The Crimson Moth. I think I just got bored. A lot of people like this book. Honestly, I feel like maybe I just need to be in the mood to read like some of these books that are good. Like One Dark Window and The Crimson Moth. Like, I don't have anything against those books other than I just got bored. Powerless You. I will not be reading that. I cannot stand the female main character. But yeah, and then the last but not least is, I don't even know what that says. I don't think that book was popular. Wicked is the Reaper. That book is just, honestly, it was low-key kind of a slay. It was like about a princess who there's like a competition to whoever finds the biggest deer, or whoever hunts the biggest deer. They get to like be the next king and get to marry the princess. And it was like so set in stone that it was gonna be the princess bestie because he's like super strong or something. But lo and behold, the great scary creature that lives in the forest comes and he brings the biggest beast, and then, or he brings the biggest deer, and then whatever, and then the king is like, no, I'm not gonna allow you to be the next king. And then he's like, I don't want to be the king, just give me your daughter. Just give me your daughter, ho, and I'll be on my way. And then he takes the daughter, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna use you as bait. We're gonna catch them. We're gonna catch some ogres or something. And then I got 46% through the book and I stopped reading. Because nothing happened. I don't think anything of interest happened. And that is all. Let me see if I have some honorable mentions. Any honorable mentions? Honorable mention. Quicksilver. What the fuck? What the fuck, guys? What are we reading? Okay, listen, I know I have The Never King in one of my top books, okay? But really, Quicksilver, I love a good, trashy, smutty book, okay? If you couldn't tell. Like, I even enjoyed Fourth Wing. But Quicksilver, I don't know, the female main character, she was just so annoying. Like, and I like a good, like, little sassy girl, okay? But she was just, I don't know, it bothered me so much that she was talking about some man, she was like, oh my god, I hate him so much, but he's so hot, like, his dick was so good, like, literally, she just kept saying that so much, and, like, I got over it the first time, I got over it the second time, and the third time, I had to go, she was just so thirsty for this man who wasn't even the male lead. It was not doing it for me, but I don't know, I re-downloaded it because I just want to know what the hype is about. Another honorable mention is A Shadow and Ember. I did not like this book. I got bored reading From Blood and Ash, like I did not get very far into it, and I heard a lot of people say A Shadow and Ember is a lot better. So I tried reading it. I don't like it. I don't like the writing style. I don't like the female main character. I don't like the male main character. I feel like they're both so not, they're so two-dimensional. There's like nothing like exciting about them. You know what I'm saying? There's just like, I couldn't do it. Like it sounded really interesting in the beginning. I really liked, like, I think it was the prologue or something. Like, she was getting ready to be sacrificed into to one of the gods or something. I don't know. I don't think he was a god. He was like below a god or something. She was being sacrificed, and then he came down and he was like, actually, I don't want you. And that made me upset because I thought she was gonna be sacrificed, because I think she had to kill him. She's like supposed to kill him, and I was like, oh my god, I've been wanting to read one of those stories where like the female main character has to like seduce the male main character to kill him, and then they end up falling in love. I thought that's what was going to happen, and that's just not what happened, because he was like, I don't want you anymore. And the writing, oh my god, I forgot, the writing was crazy. The writing was, there was literally a part where like a man is talking to the queen, and the queen is like, do you have an answer from your king? And then the man is like, I do have an answer from the king. And then the queen is like, what's your answer from the king? And then he's like, this is my answer from the king. Hello, why are you repeating it? And I thought I was, I thought I was just being a bitch. I thought I was just being nitpicky and like hallucinating and being scary and being crazy about like whatever. But no, I looked at some of the reviews and they were like so much repetitive talking, and I'm just like, okay, good, I'm not crazy. I'm not the only one. Okay, those are all from my honorable mention. Like, I should have put A Shadow and Ember in here and put in the like it. But for Quicksilver, I think it's because I'm going to try to read it again. But I wanted to rant about it real quick, and I only got like 4% through the book. So, yeah, so I don't really count that as like me like reading it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This super long video.